recovered. I moved on. Yeah. Thank you.
Good to go.
Welcome to Live from the Bunker with TK and the Kills.
Now we are live. Before this, we were not alive. We were unalive.
Man, I'll tell you what. Your team has done a bunch of work.
Man, God bless them.
Macy, well done today so far.
Man.
At the end of this, there will have been a podcast or a live stream that happened.
And it will have been done. It'll be a past tense situation.
Yeah, that's great. Man, what a day.
Hey, world. I'm TK Douglas. This is Andrew Kilzer. I own and operate Fidelis Creative Agency. He owns and operates TXFW, which stands for Texas Filmworks.
Yeah.
And we're your hosts today. We're glad you joined us. Hopefully you're out there. I mean, I think you might even be able to comment on stuff. I don't know how that's going to come through.
Let's hope they're nice comments, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I assume they won't be.
Yeah.
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 All right.
It really makes you think. When I comment on a thing people do, they're putting work and effort and they're putting themselves out there. I should be kind.
Yeah. I also, I don't know that I've ever commented on a YouTube video or like anything.
Oh.
Like, it's a struggle just to get a text out.
Do you hit the subscribe button and mash that bell?
I smashed that bell so hard. I subscribe so many things. No, at this point, I think I've subscribed to like 3, and one of them was an accident because my thumb slipped.
Yeah.
So subscribe to us. That would be great.
If your thumb slips, it's not the worst thing.
Slip that thumb over the subscribe button. Yeah. All right, we do have a little bit of a agenda today.
Yeah, we have a show rundown.
We have a rundown. You want to get into it?
Let's jump into it. Let's just do this thing. People's time is important and valuable.
All right, I'm going to read this thing. Welcome to a world where everyone thinks that they can just do it themselves. I'm TK Douglas, and today we're diving deep into a topic that's become all too common. The belief that anyone can just, there's that word again, create a logo, build a website, produce a killer video. So, why is everyone suddenly a design expert? Well, it's a tale of overvaluing and undervaluing brain power. So, stay tuned. In this age of user-friendly platforms and flashy design tools, folks are feeling empowered to embark on their creative endeavors. Why pay for professional services when you can just ask your friends, nephews, niece's best friend to bust out a logo? But is it really that simple? Truth is, good design, good creative efforts aren't just. Think of it like a kitchen remodel. Sure, you might know your way around power tools and wood glue, but when it comes to cabinets, are you really going to just to a professional? I recently caught myself doing just that, and let me tell you, a skilled craftsman is worth every penny. I installed my own shelves, built countertops, but when it came to custom cabinets, I realized the true value of expertise, and it's the same in the world of design and in media. You might think of just throw something together, but quality, customer service, and the overall experience matters. Additionally, the ensurety that it will get done and done well. It's not just about the end product, it's about the journey. Business owners, just like homeowners, face the same decisions. Tight budgets force them to weigh the worth of investing in creative work. Do you want the immediate satisfaction of a low-cost solution, or are you willing to invest in the craftsman that pays off in the long run? It's a choice every business owner has to make. So the next time someone asks you to just create a logo, a design, a video, remember, nothing great comes from just. It's the result of hard work, expertise, and dedication.
Well said.
Thanks.
I think there's some good stuff there.
We have a little bit of a culture of listening to people's words intently. And I always say there's a little bit of a red flag when I hear somebody say the word just. And you can kind of even hear it not even only in their language, but also in their thinking. And you know who the biggest culprit is of this in my own business?
You.
Me. All the time. I'm like, let's just do a live stream. And then like 4 weeks later, it's popping out.
Here's my thinking there, though. You and I have had this conversation over the years. At some point, we decided to just do a thing, and then we stumbled and messed up and fell on our face 30,000 times, and
Yeah.
then maybe 10 years later we feel pretty good at it. So you just start doing something, and if you really want to get good, you can.
Right.
I tell clients a lot of the time, like, you could absolutely go and make a video for yourself. You're smart. You have talented people. You're capable of doing this. But do you want to spend the time to do that?
Yeah.
There's a time cost, and I think that's worth considering, right?
Yeah. There is some element of your career is always put together by thinking you can do a thing and then figuring it out. 10 years of just. So, but whenever you hear a client use that word, though, and they don't have any sort of understanding of what's going on behind the scenes or how long it took you to perfect your craft, it's a little bit cautious, a little bit of caution that
Sure.
that follows, right?
Sure. I
Yeah.
can agree with that. Yeah.
Whoa.
Some stuff happened outside. Yeah, the one thought I had here, and it doesn't align here perfectly, but I think it's in the same world. I had a client recently reach out, or not a client, a potential client reach out recently, and they asked for like a 3-day shoot and a bunch of edits on the back end, a
Yeah.
fairly typical thing in my world. And they gave me a very set budget. They told me exactly what the deliverables
Great,
were.
great.
And, I worked within their budget. And they came back and said, yeah, your rate on this part of it was too high. Like, somebody else could edit it in less time. And I wanted to respond, well, good luck. You get what you pay for. I didn't say that, though.
Yeah.
That would have been a cool move, but I didn't. I held back. So maybe next time.
Yeah, there's a level of learning how to handle that situation because it does happen a lot. I mean, in our world, it looks like, hey, can you just run me some ads? It's like, well, sure, we can burn some money for you, but do you want them to perform? Do you want them to actually bring in business? What are you trying to do here? So we have found that the way that you kind of break that thinking is start asking questions. Start exploring, what are you trying to make happen?
Yeah.
Seems to be good. It seems to work on me as well when people slow me down and ask questions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes my team wants to slow me down, that hurts a little bit because I'm like, I don't know, just do the thing. But then they think through it and I realize that they have good thoughts and I need to pay attention.
There's a little bit of trust.
There's that. Yeah.
I got a random question for you from the internet.
Oh, I love internet questions.
Yeah.
These are good.
Okay. Let me read the post. It's pretty short.
Okay.
This is from user Messer9. I don't know who this is, but it's a good question, and it's in a small business forum. So, hi there, everyone. Recently, I started my own small video production company.
Way to go, Messer9.
Yeah. In the spare time I have set aside from my regular job.
Side hustle. You can build it.
Okay. Yeah, I get it, man. To become a bit more settled, I'm doing a couple of free promotional videos for companies to inspire me, or of which I think are doing a cool job. So he's connecting with people. That's good, good stuff. As an example, I have a video of a small promotional video below. For startups, upcoming businesses that are interested in such a video, please let me know. So he's kind of picking up a little bit of business here on this form, it looks like. It would be nice if you could showcase your business in some sort of a way via website, LinkedIn. For my own sake, it'd be cool if you could mention my business, blah, blah, blah. Let's see if people are interested. So this is the forum. I'm not sure what the question is in there.
So
Do you remember this?
Messer9 wants to do some free work.
Yeah.
Here's my first pass at what Messer9 is getting
I
at.
guess-
The offer of free work.
What do you think of the freebie, the
Yeah,
Craigslist?
the freebie to get your name out there. On the first pass to this question, my thought is this, that people don't value things they don't pay for.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just don't value a thing that they get for free. If they're not paying, they're not invested. So free is really code for this is probably not worth my time. Probably just isn't something I'm going to care about or that's going to matter.
If you want to work so hard while I go do my other thing, that's fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you want to do a thing, Master Nine, just go do it.
Yeah.
You don't need the business to be on board with it. If you want to just make something, give it to them if they want it, great. But you don't even need their permission to do a free thing.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. The second thing I thought about is what would I say to myself when I was thinking about doing free work, of which I had to do some free things. It's part of it, right? Free or nonprofit work, as I like to think of it.
Not for profit.
Not for profit work
Yeah.
is not the world I'm in.
Yeah.
There's really three things. It results in three things in my mind. One, an annoying client. They really don't know boundaries, and they're willing to ask for way more than was originally agreed upon in a project. If a client comes in and they look at your proposal and you work something out first off, they're typically on board and they're going to do it. As soon as you get into a conversation with somebody who's wanting to do it for free or on a really deep discount, you're probably going to have some issues, in my experience. Two, the freebie client doesn't know what they want. They can't define what they want because they haven't thought about it. They haven't asked the hard questions in their own organization that would be driven by how much time, how much budget, how much resources do we have
Right.
to put to it. So it's kind of this blue sky. There's no real end because you don't know where you're aiming at. And then there's a lot of organizations that come in asking for free work because you're going to get some good exposure, right? You've had these moments where it's like, oh, we'll do this work and this is good exposure for your business. I no longer entertain those conversations. It's not profitable for me. It doesn't help me. And they've never once said, hey, we're gonna do this one for free and we'll pay you for the next one. That's just not reality. I hit
Yeah,
the
they
mic.
don't-
I'm sorry.
they don't do
Nobody
that.
comes back.
Yeah.
That
Everybody
what-
thinks that they might.
more often than
happens.
not, they'll get a freebie from you, and then I've learned they're going to go find somebody else to get a freebie from the next time.
Yeah, you kind of helped open up their want list.
Yeah.
And now they're going to go pay
N-
for it.
or they're going to go talk to somebody else and run the same bid.
Yeah.
My feeling is, if I need your services, I'm going to trade for
Yeah.
your services using dollars, and then you can trade for
a
my
barter
services
system.
also using dollars. So if we're both paying the same amount, this is great. And the worst part about doing free work is that when somebody complains, our good friend Adam Bechtold used this line recently. He said, yeah, complaining about free beer is never a good look.
Yeah.
You never want,
So you're kind of setting them up for failure and
Yeah.
a bad look too.
yeah, no, you get
Yeah.
a free beer, you don't complain about it.
Right.
You drink it, you move on with your life. The last thing I thought about this is how would you advise somebody, or how would I think about this kind of moving forward? Do you really want?
Well, hold on. On your
No.
last point,
Well, okay, fine. Fine. I was on a roll, I thought.
you're moving fast. On your last point though, there is something of you are setting up the contract, whatever the job is, whatever the project is, you're setting it up for failure right at inception. So if you define failure as, hey, if we go into a world in which we are in massive scope drift, where there's revisions, there's lots of feedback, there's lots of frustrations, now we're having communication problems, that's where scope drift, that's the toxic nature of scope drift. If you start at zero, you're starting at scope drift, right? Like there's no hey, we didn't agree to this.
Yeah.
You have no leverage as a creator.
It's because they're not paying for it, so they don't value it. There hasn't been actual value assigned. You might value it because you're thinking, oh, I'm going to do 3 or 4 freebies. People are going to see how good my
Right.
work is. In my opinion, go make up a company.
Yeah.
If you want to do a freebie, go just try a thing.
Yeah.
You can make up Acme Co. that makes widgets and make a video for them. You don't have to have a company. Now, on the other side, if somebody comes to you and they're like, hey, we're a nonprofit or we're a charity of some sort, and you come back and decide, look, there's value for me intrinsically in supporting this organization, or they do things that I'm interested in, they serve our community, they serve the greater good in a way that I can get on board with, then realize, hey, I'm doing this as a donation.
Right.
I'm doing this as a way to give back. And that's completely fair.
I've found some success with working with nonprofits where you treat them as if they are a full-fledged client and say, hey, I need you to set a budget that you would be willing to pay, and here's what we're going to do for that budget. Here's here's the defined parameters. Here's the scope.
For
all
sure.
of that stuff.
You work the rest out in in-kind trade.
Yep.
Which typically results in, if it's $10,000 in in-kind trade, they see you at like the $5,000 donation level, and that can be a win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
Whether you get any run from your logo in their pamphlet or not, it's still a good thing in a community, especially the size of ours. In
Yeah.
Bryan College Station, there's so many nonprofits, there's so many organizations that are trying to do good things. It's a good way to get out there and just
Right.
get some good public recognition, I think.
Yeah, and there's the inherent value of supporting their causes. I mean, that's a big deal. There are some really fantastic causes out there. I cut you off though. You were going somewhere else.
Yeah, I was thinking for Messer 9. I was thinking about Messer 9's offer, and less on the side of Messer 9, the guy on the small business forum, and more on the side of the potential client. My thinking is this: do you really want to hire your aunt's neighbor's teenage son, who's in his sophomore year in high school in an AV class, and it's the spring semester, so he's run a camera, right?
Right.
This kid could be the next Spielberg. I don't know, but do you really want to trust your business's messaging with that kid? I don't know. Maybe he's killing it
Solid
on
question.
YouTube. I don't know. But my feeling is, and you made this point earlier, the ability to hire somebody who can call their shot and deliver on what they're saying they're going to deliver goes a really long way.
Yeah.
If you've got a deadline, if you've got a message that really needs to be communicated, hire somebody that can actually take care of the job.
Yeah, there is also the nature of when you have a solid contract, your vendor really becomes a partner who now has skin in the game.
Yeah.
The reputation of their business. They might have financial obligations that they put on the strength of that contract. So there is something of, oh no, we're actually doing real work, not just this. Hey, if you get this done, great. If you don't, it's fine too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a little bit of teeth in it, right?
For sure.
That's good. That's good. That was an excellent response there.
Yeah.
Mr.
So
Kilsner.
we've talked business, and I'm not always sure I'm the most like. I don't know that I have the credentials to really discuss business. I've really fumbled my way through a number of things in trying to run the team that I've been
just
entrusted to run.
confidently winging it here.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
trying my best. But I do like thinking of silly questions. So here's
All
my
right.
question for you. You have to go into the future 10 years or into the past 10 years and
Okay.
battle yourself. So either future TK or past TK, you found out has become a maniacal actor.
Somehow evil.
And the only person that can defeat him is you today. And the battle, either 10 years in the future or 10 years in the past, is going to be weighted 40% strength, 60% wit. Okay?
Okay.
So basically, if you go back 10 years, you're
Right.
probably stronger. But if you go forward 10 years, you're definitely smarter than you are today, right?
Okay.
Who do you go battle? Your future or your past self?
First off, in this premise, can we say that maybe I'm the evil one, and these are both heroic, altruistic?
Could be absolutely true.
I don't want to make any assumptions about these.
Sure, I'm
kind folks,
I'm assigning.
but if 10 years in the future,
That's
now.
fair.
And you knew me at 30. I was pretty.
You were very kind.
Yeah.
You were Tim then,
So let's
and
say
you've
that-
never met a mean
Let's
Tim.
say that, the 40-year-old TK is the most evil version of the versions of me. I'm probably going into the future.
Oh,
I think that's what I'm going to do.
You
Hold
think
on.
you're
I'm a little external processor, so let me think through this a little bit. But I think, first off, I'm going to be weaker in the future. So, because if I know that I'm going to do that, I'm going to stop working out right now. I'm going to stop eating well. I'm going to start hitting the cookies.
you're just gonna mail it in.
Yeah, for the next 10 years, because I got this battle coming at
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
So I could get ahead of it. So there's my cleverness. There's,
Okay.
All right.
But wits are weighted much higher in 10 years. You're just gonna stop reading or stop learning. You're just gonna trust that you
I'm
can
gonna
outwit
go.
yourself.
I'm gonna
too?
go dummy mode now.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to dumb myself down
Yeah.
the day after this fight.
Okay.
So, assuming we're in some sort of a time timeline chronology, kind of like Back to the Future.
Back to the Future is the only timeline chronology I probably
That's
have
good.
ever understood.
So if we're on that, then I'm gonna have my fight, and then the day after my fight, I'm gonna start weakening myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch a lot of TV. Actually, I'm gonna probably end up living the life that I really kind of want to live. Full entropy, just let myself go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start smoking.
See, I'm gonna take a different view. I'm
All
gonna
right.
assume that I'm only gonna get better. I'm like a fine wine. I just get better every day, a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that if I go back in time, yes,
You gotta work against that.
I'm probably stronger at 29 than I am today, marginally, but probably stronger. I'm definitely smarter now than I was then. I've stumbled through enough things that I've learned better how to handle myself.
Okay, I will say, like right now, I could beat 30-year-old me. I think I am both smarter and stronger.
Yeah,
For
For
sure.
sure.
For sure.
I could agree with that. I've seen you lift.
Yeah, and 30 you also saw 30-year-old me do nothing. I was resting on my laurels.
You were the highest vertical jumper I've known personally.
I could
That's
run
like a friend
away
of mine.
from now
And
me.
honestly, have you watched like fight videos online? Running away is the smart move.
Right.
Fights are not they're
Yeah.
not great.
Man.
Spoken as a dad.
Yeah. But I did see that thing in Ireland where they have the ball of gold,
Oh yeah.
Aberlour or something
Yeah,
like that.
what- you sent
oh
it
my
out?
Gosh. Oh, it was fantastic.
That was good. That was good stuff. Okay, so I thought about a way to close this thing out. I want to
Okay.
close on like an up note, right? And so I've got two things I want to ask you. I want you one thinking about a win you had from this last week.
Okay.
Something that was really good. But then I'm also going to institute a segment that might only exist for today. Okay.
All right.
This might never happen again.
One time only.
All right.
Great.
But it's going to be called music I'm probably late to the party to, but that's okay
Da, da, da.
because
It
I'm
needs
almost 40.
we need a theme on that.
We do need a theme. So the music I'm bringing you is this guy Noah Kahan. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it's really it snaps, it's claps, it's whistles, and there's some emo tendencies baked in to pretty much every one of his songs. So you get some fun energy. You also get some like I'm depressed and sad. So it really spans the emotional spectrum. If you liked Mumford and Sons post college, this is your guy
your
today.
jam.
He's your modern version of this.
Would you say this is like your genre? Would you say this is your go-to?
This is my go-to right now.
Okay.
Mixed in with like some Springsteen, Nebraska. This is some
Oh.
good stuff. Plus, the other part about liking this Noah Kahan guy
Thumbs
is
up.
we get a chance to co-opt something Gen Z thought was theirs. And I get a lot of gratification on co-opting
Yeah.
things from generations.
Yeah, mine.
Yeah.
You just look at them and say mine.
Yeah.
Macy, this one's ours. You can't have Noah Kahan.
I don't know. I don't even know
This
if
is
it's
going
cool.
to be great if we are not pronouncing this right.
We're definitely brutalizing it.
Kahan.
Are we saying it wrong?
Mr. Kahan. It's probably
Khan?
Khan?
Why is it spelled Kahan? This makes no
was-
sense.
Wait, it's Khan. I was going to go as second option Kahan. That wasn't even on my radar.
The other question I have, this could be super inappropriate, but what is stick season? Do you listen to his music? What does this even mean? But what is the season of the sticks?
Winter.
See, I listen to his music and it
Gotta be
makes
winter.
some of this makes no sense, but I'm like, this feels good. I like it.
Huh.
Okay. While she does
That was
some
pretty good. I'm going to
Gen
go
Z
check out
research.
Noah Kahan. And I hope he's listening because I'm going to be a fan.
Our fives of
With
listeners
such a
are gonna
strong
really enjoy
recommendation.
this. It's great. It's so great. All right, so coming to this, what was a win you had this last week?
Real quick though, I want to highlight that Gen Z doesn't know how to protect their stuff.
Yeah, they haven't.
Just
they
so
haven't-
easy to steal from.
It hasn't gotten. They haven't had enough stolen yet.
I started parting my hair in the middle. They didn't even see it coming.
They never did,
Hmm.
and it's probably best you don't. could
I
part the
win
beard.
from this last week. Do you have one? I
have-
want you to answer this
I
one
have
too.
many wins. I will
Yeah.
answer this. Yeah.
The first one that pops up in my mind is, oh man, the last week's been kind of eventful. I played golf yesterday for the first time in forever. I don't know, a long stinking time. and the sun was out. It was gorgeous. It was beautiful. I went with a friend, and I was able to hit some clubs that I haven't been able to hit. And
I've
it was
seen you
kind
golf.
of
You're like
awesome.
a young Arnold Palmer on the links.
And I also enjoy a nice little Arnie Palmy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good stuff.
But it was fun.
You're not a
I
John
kind of
Daly fan?
reconnected.
You know what a John Daly is? It's an Arnold Palmer with some liquor in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
John Daly just constantly has liquor in him.
I know.
Man,
Yeah.
he's got a problem.
He does. My win from this last week, I'm going to go more personal side. My wife and I had a really great conversation, and since then, just marriage feels like it's on a really
Get it?
good level.
Come
you
on.
know,
Man.
you have those moments with your wife. Have you ever had these moments where you're like, oh man, we have to have this conversation. It's not going to be a ton of fun, but it needs to happen.
Oh, so like it's not just a, hey, what do you want for Christmas conversation?
No, it's like a, hey, there's a thing we need to actually work through
We
in
need
our
to talk.
marriage.
One
Yeah,
of those.
like there's a
Yeah.
thing we need to figure out.
Sure.
And then you do that, and it just kind of takes you to another level.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, we worked through a thing we
was
needed
fun.
to.
Yeah.
It's good. So if you have things in your marriage you need to work through, I suggest you do that because the backside of it is great.
Yeah.
You're better off. It's a good thing.
That's good. I like ending on a positive note there.
You know, everybody, we all get caught up in work, but ultimately, TK, at the end of my life, I'm not going to be thinking about spending more time at the office.
Yep.
I'm going to think about, did I get more time with my wife, my kids? Those are the parts of my life I want to value above everything else.
Here, here. That's a great note. I think we close this thing out on that note.
Sounds good.
Whoever might be out there, thank you for listening, and have a good Tuesday.
Yeah.
Cheers.
From TK and the Kills.
Nice.